In film school, I had friends who told me to watch Dario Argento movies. They told me he made great horror movies, back in the day. Last weekend, I saw an advanced 3D screening of Dracula 3D by Argento. Comes out next month. What can I say? It's horrendous. It's horrible. There's nothing redeeming about it. Uh, CGI, awful. Setting and tone, awful. Acting, awful. Where do I begin? Where do I begin with this movie? It's below straight to video standards. It's below freshman student film standards. You might think that since it's called Dracula, I might relate it to the previous Dracula adaptations, but I'm not. It's so bad, it doesn't deserve to be mentioned among those other Dracula movies. I'm looking at each shot with its phony CGI animation, and I'm thinking, are they serious with this? You gotta be kidding me. The 3D this time around, in this new decade, they've found a way to make you watch 3D movies without giving you headaches or eye straining. And I'd still rather watch the movie flat, but, with advanced screenings like this, it's either see the movie in 3D or don't see it and wait till it comes to theaters. So, the 3D in this movie makes the CGI look even worse, much like with other movies. And, boy, oh my gosh. In the beginning, there's a scene at a train station. The train is completely computer generated. Two men are having a conversation while a computer generated fly flies around them. And with their horrendous overacting, they're trying to shoo the fly away like as they're conversating. They swing their arms like this. And when Dracula arrives, the actor playing him looks kind of like the part, but he certainly doesn't act the part. He's terrible in it. There's a part where he attacks 5 or 6 men who are out to kill him, and he bites somebody's neck off, or he bites the skin of the neck off. He's like, and then he spits it out like a go-go dancer. He's like, so hilarious. The other actors are hilariously bad too. I mean, let's see. The actresses. In the dream sequence, there's a woman lying on the ground, and she opens her eyes like, made me laugh out loud. I would throughout the movie. I'm like this. I'm laughing so hard. I gotta wipe my tears out because it's that bad and it's that funny too. It's that stupid. I'm not trying to pick on anyone who worked on this movie. It's just that when a movie this bad comes out, I'm going to talk about what's bad about it. There's a priest in the movie who clearly has his voice dubbed, so when he speaks, he's out of sync. And then Rutger Hauer comes in as Van Helsing, and there's this one scene where an enemy breaks into his house, and all he does is stab the enemy's eye out. The effect is horrible, and that fight is very anticlimactic since all that happens is the stabbing of the eye. And then he's horrible throughout the picture. He's stabbing vampires with those wooden stakes. So stupid. And back to Dracula. He transforms into an owl, a gang of flies, a wolf, unbelievable, and the most ridiculous of them all, a giant praying mantis. Imagine a horribly computer-generated giant praying mantis running up the stairs and running towards you in 3D. This literally happens in the movie. I'm not kidding. What makes me laugh even more at this movie is the fact that it's by Dario Argento. This is the man who made great horror movies in the 1970s and 80s. This is the man that my classmates were talking about. I can't judge his other movies until I've seen them. But if they are as great as people make them out to be, then Dracula 3D is proof that he's fallen apart as a director. Earlier in this year, After Earth came out to theaters, and I liked After Earth, while everybody else hated it and said that M. Night Shyamalan has fallen apart as a director. You might be surprised that I liked it, but I think a lot of people just haven't set their standards or expectations right when they go into M. Night movies. I mean, it's perfectly possible for a good director to make a bad movie, a bad director to make a good movie, a great director to fail, and for a great director to make a nice, enjoyable summer movie. And that's how I felt about After Earth. M. Night Shyamalan can still make good movies and great movies. He certainly hasn't fallen as a director. If you really want to see an example of a director who has fallen apart, there's Dracula 3D.